Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. And we know what we're knowing, but we can't say what we've seen. And we're not little children, and we know what we want, and the future is certain. Give us time to work it out. Yeah. We're on the road to nowhere. Come on inside. Take a night ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride.
Good morning everybody. Well, it's summertime in Scotland. We've just come from England. Weather's been pretty rubbish in England, and here we are on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, this is a strike of luck here. This is an enormous viewing point. See the binoculars there on Loch Lomond, and so I'm just doing a little time lapse. You can see these beautiful clouds here coming across. And hopefully, I'm hoping that on the time lapse you'll see shadows coming over Loch Lomond, and then obviously golden light coming across as these clouds go over. What a view, what a place. Just doing a time lapse down the glen there, hopefully trying to get some of the shadows of the cloud. See the shadow of the cloud there beginning to just come down. Hopefully that'll travel all the way and then maybe even up the other side. This is Elgol. As you get off the bridge for the Isle of Skye, you go into, I think it's called Broadford, and you take a left, and it's 15 miles down a tiny little B road. You're looking at the Isle of Rum, and then Egg in the background. You can actually see the fin on the back of the Isle of Egg a little bit higher up there. We're parked with the Bongo just up there, but this is why people come to Elgol. It's probably the most iconic view of the Cullings anywhere, and not that many people come. There's Skye at the moment is just packed full of people, which is fine, but you kind of come to Skye to get away, and so to come to Elgol, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but this is one of those pictures. It's a picture that you've got to get when you come to Skye. Look at that. And actually you can get a boat out to a loch. I can't remember the name of the loch, but there's a loch that's actually in the Culling range, straight up ahead there, and you sort of just climb a little bit, and then there's a loch there. And I don't know, if we have time we might go over, but I think for me, we always look at the Culling range from Glen Brittle that side and fairy pools round there. This has to be the best view of the Cullings I have ever seen in my life. It's incredible. If you look on the internet, if you look on Google Images and things like that, you'll see some breathtaking pictures that have been taken from here. You'll see pictures taken at golden hour when the mountains are lit up, and you'll even see pictures with the spiral arm of the galaxy behind, and oh, it's a photographer's paradise. I'm doing a time lapse at the moment because the tide's out, so I can't get near to the sea really. I want to wait for the sea to come in before I take a picture. And when I do a time lapse, I tend to try and keep away from water because I don't like the effect that water has on time lapses. It just doesn't really create a very relaxing feel. So I find time lapses are better to come away from the water a little bit. So hopefully all this will do is it'll just obviously the shadows of the clouds should move across the culling range there, and it should look okay. But the weather's good. I mean, for Skye, the weather's really good. This is great. Absolutely over the moon. Beautiful place, look at this. Elgol. Do you know, a few years ago I looked on one of the road atlases and I saw this place and I thought, I bet that's got great views of the Cullings, but never came, never bothered coming. And then I found out about 18 months ago it was one of the best places, one of the best views of the Cullings on Skye. So these are all going to become a silhouette. Obviously the sun's going to set somewhere there. I would have thought somewhere there. Hopefully you might get a bit of an orange glow, afterglow. See all the VWs here? Probably friends there, sharing a bench. T5. So the sun's just setting behind the black culling ridge there. This time we bought a couple of wedges just to keep the van a little bit more level. We bought an awning and a mountain bike as well, and a kayak, which we're definitely not going to use today. This is a really jagged coastline, but I'm going to try and catch some fish if I can. But they've given out really bad weather for a couple of days or so.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk a lonely road, oh how far
Kerrang. It's one of the high passes that ends up in Staffing over there. It's been chucking it down today, virtually all day. Managed to go to the Fairy Glen. There's a yak, just swallowed a midge. Eastern European group over there, just setting up on a wild camp. It's going to be midge hell tonight because it's been raining all day. There's no wind now whatsoever, and the ground is soaked. It's just going to be a midge fest. I actually forgot about the kayak on the top. It's not very good putting that up with the kayak on because they weigh so much. I hope I haven't damaged the motors. Always give the motors a helping hand with a walking stick. These motors are 20 odd years old. It's not a bad view though, is it, that? That's something else. Okay, this is Pierre.
Hi.
All the way from France. What a fellow gingerhead. So that's... So why have you come to Scotland then, Pierre? What's the attraction?
Well, just came with my friend to experience the beautiful landscape you can having here. And we are on the Skye Island, and what you can see around is definitely beautiful.
Yeah.
And also maybe because in France we have a weather that is quite temperature quite high in the summer.
Yeah.
Probably around 30-35 when I left Paris.
Too hot for us, mate.
Yeah, kind of. And so here it's like what, 15 degrees,
Yeah.
something like this.
pretty much normal, yeah.
That's the cool temperature.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. So you guys are you wild camping, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
We camp. Not every time in good conditions,
No.
but it's
still
good.
we
It's
manage
good
to
to camp.
survive.
Oh well, it's another time of seeing this wonderful place. Very popular Scotland is now. My mum texts me or text us when we've been up here a couple of days, and she said Skye is the busiest place in the UK at this moment. That's amazing, isn't it? You'd think it would be Cornwall or Devon or Bournemouth or somewhere where the sun shines, but no, Skye is the busiest place. And that is why you can't get that anywhere else in the world. There's nowhere else on God's wonderful earth that you can see a view like that. These are fantastic. £1 for 2 minutes. When you haven't had a proper shower for 3 days, that is worth every penny. I think they're building these in Scotland because they haven't got enough B&Bs and hotels for the amount of people that are coming these days. That's why. That's next to the whiskey distillery. Okay, this is the Fairy Glens at golden hour. Beautiful. You don't get the blue, but you get the sun setting. You come here in the day, these are aqua blue. They do look beautiful in the day. You can just see a little bit of green there in the water. About 4 years ago, or 3, can't remember now, we camped right on top of there and we did a ridge walk right the way over to there. Absolutely beautiful, and you're right up at the tops of the Collins there. It was a beautiful day as well. It's been a lovely day today. I've really enjoyed it. This is one of my favourite landscapes here. I love it, absolutely love it. When you're on the tops of these, looking out over the Collins that way, it's just unreal. I could live in, I'm sure there's many other people that I could live in Skye, no problem. It's becoming so popular now. I've got no problem with obviously tourists whatsoever, particularly tourists that are coming because they love the great outdoors. But what's happening on Skye is there's now buses everywhere with people just getting off, taking 2 pictures and getting back on and clogging up all the roads. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. It's really getting popular, but I feel as though I'm on my own up here now, and it's just, there's no place like it. It's my favourite island in Scotland, this Skye. Beautiful.
Hello. 45, yeah? Yeah. There you go, that's quick. Thank you.
Oh look, man. Whoa. Oh, that's lovely.
Really quick.
Look.
You don't want a chip?
No.
Why not?
Oh, something in a bit. Good morning. This is Car Boost by the Whiskey Distillery. And it's a beautiful morning. I'll swing it round this way because of the sun. But there's the Whiskey Distillery there, and there is the toilets over there that you can pay for a shower, and it works out really well because for a shower it's £1. So this is, oh, we've been here now, it's Tuesday, so we've been here for 7 days, and yesterday was rain all day. We literally didn't do much yesterday, but there's a couple of reasons to stay here. A lot of campers are using the Whiskey Distillery's car park, no problem. You're not actually supposed to camp where we're camping, but there's no, you don't get hassled. There's another guy over there, he's camping over there, 3 or 4 camper vans over there. But obviously you've got the showers. So this is our 7th night without using any official campsite. But also you've got open Wi-Fi for some reason. We can't work out why, but you can catch up with everything. I'm a United fan, so football season's just started. I was able to watch on YouTube all the major highlights of the game. Andy's caught up with the friends and whatnot, and watch a few YouTube videos, whatever you want. So it's a beautiful place to stop. You've got the fairy pools round the corner. Just up that hill there you've got the I don't know if it's called the oyster bar, can't remember what it's called now, but it's excellent. Mandy loves the seafood, so it's a great place to stop. And I've been out on the boat here. It's a great place to fish, this is, because it's safe. Even though it's a sea loch, it's almost impossible to get swept out into the open sea. This is the big horn. Obviously when the ship's coming too close, look at the rack and pinion there, all the way around there. So they point it, there must be somewhere where they wind this thing round to sound a massive horn off to warn away the ship's coming too close to the rocks. It's got to be what it's for. That's still, no, this isn't, the lighthouse is, because you can see the thing still on. The Isle of Harris. seen Pete for ages. Okay, here's where we are then. They've given out awful weather for an entire week on the Isle of Harris and at Lewis, and this is where we're camped up along with some other jolly campers from all around the world, come to see the delights of some of the best beaches in Europe. And this is what we got, folks, and this is the problem with Scotland. I'm videoing now in the best bit of weather that we've had today. It's been absolutely hammering it down. We've got the top up, and I haven't even taken the kayak off the top because the weather's been that bad.
Oh, your hands of kindness are here for me. And I've heard they are silken and can carry me. How I love you. All I am is you, King of love. I bow. Oh, your hands of mercy were scarred for me, and your body was broken so that I go free. How I love you. All I am is you, King of love. I bow.
Are they scallops, are they?
Yeah. Morning.
Yeah, mate.
Hiya.
Hiya.
How are you today?
Right, thank you.
Good, good.
Yeah.
I think we're after scallops, aren't we, man? Is that what we're at?
Yeah.
Yeah?
These are the ones you cut. You have to cut these, don't you?
Yeah, so this is all just an order that was just made.
Okay,
Yeah, you might.
this is quite amazing because Mandy's just come for some scallops, but we've obviously come up here to find out about the revival on Lewis, and this is Matthew.
Hello,
And he's tell us about that. What you just said, Matthew.
So you've obviously come up to Luke to find out more about the revival.
Yes.
And I'm a pastor's kid, so my dad is the minister of a church in town, Mars Memorial Church, and we've been here for 11 years. We've been serving in this church, but just before that, my dad was the minister in Barvis at the church where the revival happened for 4 or 5 years. And now the current minister who's in Barvis is someone who's from our church.
No way.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
What is the church called? Is it the...
So it's just the church in Barvis. So it's a Church of Scotland church. That's the denomination, and it's just the main one in Barvis. So yeah, we were there, and now it's someone who was ordained as a minister, went through the ministry from our church, and now they're serving as the minister there.
Wow.
Yeah, but we still have a very close link to Barvis, and we call them the old worthies, the people who were still alive in the revival.
Yes. So are there still some there that can recollect?
Oh yeah.
There are.
Oh yeah.
And they do they go to the church? Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, mate. Here you go.
That's lovely. Thank you.
And they actually still go there, do they?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
there's
we've
some
got
of
to go
them.
then.
So we could go on Sunday then? And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. This is it then. This is Neep campsite. Had a great day yesterday. Really good day. Weather's been much better than they've said it was going to be. Right. What does it mean?
The ways along to Highland Glens and Sheeling.
Wow.
I'm not used to blowing because I play the piano. So.
You play the piano, yeah.
Play along. I don't remember the verse.
Though, is it? It's not Lewis.
No.
Yeah, so this is Neep. The weather last night was probably the roughest it's been. It was really rough. It was crazy rough. But it's actually not too bad today. The weather's good. It's an amazing place, Lewis, because in a lot of areas there's just honesty boxes. So there's an honesty box here. I think it's £10 a night. Now the chap Finn came round anyway, and was quite funny last night because we were messing about. Mandy's got a little, I forget what you call them, not harmonica, but it's a little kind of little organ that you blow into, and I've got a uke, and we're just messing about. Particularly when it's raining, you just play some songs. And Finn said, "Can I come back later?" So he did, and he brought his squeeze box with him. It was brilliant, actually. He was with us for about an hour and a half, going through all these different Gaelic songs, and it was great. He told us a lot about the island. But even we went up to get some scallops yesterday, and even the scallops, you go there, and if there's nobody there, there's an honesty box, and scallops are expensive. They're like £7 for 4. But they just say, you know, put your £7 in and take what you want. We're just not used to it. In many ways, it's the last bastion of Christianity as it used to be sort of 40 years ago, Lewis, as well, because on Sunday everything shuts down. They're really strict about that. They're really big on the day of rest. So it's very interesting. But what was incredible is we came up here to find out about this revival that happened in 1949. We didn't know what church it happened in. We knew about Duncan Campbell, who was one of the catalysts of it. We knew about the 2 old ladies. We knew some facts and things, but nothing. We knew nothing about where it was or who to contact or anything like that. And Mandy wanted these scallops, and so we found this place to get these scallops, and we walked in, and the guy was playing a worship song, because Mandy's a worship leader in our church, so she instantly recognised it and said, you know, are you a Christian? Do you go to church? And would you believe it? This is pretty incredible. This young man, not only did he know about the Lewis revival, but his dad actually pastored the church that that the revival happened at. Not at the time of the revival, but he's actually pastored that church. Just the most incredible thing. I mean, we're literally 60-70 miles away from that church, pulled up on a beach, went to get some scallops, and the guy there just happens to be the son of the pastor that pastored the church that we're trying to find. It was incredible. So this is the minister of Barvis Church of Scotland, and I was just wanted to ask him of his experience of the church here in 2017, and obviously in comparison to the history of the place.
Hi, I'm Dougie Wolfe, and I'm the minister here at Barvis Church of Scotland. One of the overriding sort of things about Barvis is that they're such a godly people, and we were just talking about that before, that many of the people here respect God in one way, but as you probably find yourselves, not a lot of people come out to church, and that's some of the things that we're hoping to look at over my stay here. I've just come here in February, and the talk is always about revival. And although that's not a bad thing, because we know then that God drew near in a special way, and when he drew near at that time, many people turned to God. They recognized the sin in their lives, and they recognized that they needed to turn back to God. So you hear of stories that even people in the street were finding reverent people men and women of God that they could confess and ask for a prayer over their lives, and even down to in the street beside the police station, there was about 50 people crying out to God, and the local sergeant, who was a Christian, came out and prayed with them. And that's one of the aspects we're trying to bring back into the church, is that people will know and see this church as a way to come to God. So we're doing certain things over the next few months, a fun day where we bring the community back into church, because we've recognised that the community has left church. No longer do people want to associate themselves with the Christian faith, and no matter what different denomination they are, or have been in the previous times, they now want to associate with the community centre, or the local car club, or the local golf club. But nobody wants to associate with the Church of Christ. And our hope is that through different events, meeting together in fellowship, eating together, which is something that I hold dear to my own heart. I think that's when God stirred up through Jesus, the fact that they ate together, they walked together, they slept together, in the sense of being united. And this is one of the things we want to bring into our time here. So we're thankful for people visiting us and asking questions, and feel free to look on our Facebook, where we have our sermons, and we have some of the revivalists who are still with us, who've shared testimony, and there's some of the aspect of the closeness of God in their lives that you can still sense when you meet with these folk. Yeah. You can still sense that they've actually known God in a very close and special way.
To hear them singing the psalms, what they do is they sing the psalms. They call it presenting, and they sing the psalms without any musical accompaniment whatsoever. They sing the psalms in Gaelic, and in all my time I've never heard anything quite like it. And that there's such a reverence, and it's gone. It's gone in most of the churches in England. It's just gone. There is such a reverence for God, and you forget. You kind of forget what it's like to be in a place where there's such a reverence for God. So it was for us. It'll be different for other people, I'm sure, but for us, the thing that makes Lewis unique are the people.
May it be an evening star.